Hello everyone. Let's solve this question which came in the weekly contest. So the question is best time to buy and sell stock using strategy. You are given two integer arrays, prices and strategy, where prices of I is the price of given stock on the ith day. Okay. And strategy of I represents a trading action on the ith day where -1 indicates buying 1 unit of stock. 0 indicates holding the stock and 1 indicates selling 1 unit of the stock. Okay. You are also given an even integer k and may perform at most one modification to strategy. We can perform only at most one modification, and a modification consists of selecting exactly k consecutive elements in the strategy, set the first k by 2 elements to 0, that means hold. You can see here strategy is 0, that means holding the stock, and set the last k by 2 elements to 1, that means sell. Okay, that means k you can consider k sized sub array. If we consider in that prices array, first half of the array, as k will be even, so we can split into half. Okay, so first half will be 0. What will be 0? Strategy of that will be 0, and the last half or the second half will be 1. The strategy will be 1, and the profit is defined as the sum of strategy of I into prices of I across all the days, and we have to return the maximum possible profit you can achieve. Okay. There are no constraints on budget or stock ownership, so all buy and sell operations are feasible regardless of past actions. Okay. So we have prices, we have strategy. Prices is given, strategy is given, and k is given. So using k at most we can do one operation. That means if we don't do this operation, that is also fine. But we want maximum. Okay, so without this, if we are getting the maximum, that is fine. Here it is written at most one operation where k is given, so k will be always given. Half of the elements from that sub array sized k, strategy will be 0 and half will be 1. So let's see this example 4 to 8. For that, I will better use Excel to understand. Yeah, okay. So let me just, yes. Okay. This is our prices. What is to 4 to 8, and what was the initial strategy? Strategy was -1, 0 and 1. What is k? K is equal to 2. Now let's see how we'll solve this. Okay. I'll just add some border for clarity. Okay. Initially, what is the profit? How is the profit calculated? Prices of I into strategy of I. So 4 into -1 will be 4. Wait. 4 into -1 will be -4. 2 into 0 will be 0, not 2. Yeah. 8 into 1 will be 8. And what is the total is -4 plus 8 is 4. So initial profit is 4. Initial means without doing any modifications. So using this K, we can do modifications to maximize our profit, right? So let me mark it as red. Yeah, we want to maximize this profit. So in one operation, what we can do, K by 2 strategy sub array. Okay, sub array which has size K, sub array size k by 2. For k by 2, first k by 2 element, strategy will be 0, and next k by 2, that means next half, strategy will be 1. Okay, so for example, let's say case 1. Case 1, k by 2 is 2. Here, how many sub arrays we can form with size 2 is only 2. That is this one and this one. You know, right? Sub array means consecutive elements. Okay, and in the question, it is not given sub array, it is written consecutive elements. I am using the word sub array. Okay, now let's say case 1, where our sub array is 4 and 2. Okay, let's say consider this is our array and this will be our considered four sub array. Now first half 2 is there. Okay, our k is 2. That means first half and second half only one element. So here strategy will be 0, here strategy will be 1, and here what was there? It was 1. See, here you can see original was 1. So how we will calculate the profit? Profit will be 4 into 0 is 0, 2 into 1 is 2, 8 into 1 is 8. So total is 10. You got it? So my profit is 10. Here I'll mark it as red. This also as red. Now, case 2. Case 2 is again I'll just copy this and I'll paste it. Okay. Now, here instead of this, now my sub array will be this 2. Okay. Now, for this, I'll mark it as 0 for this one because half of the sub array is 0, half of the sub array is 1. And this will be original. What is original? Minus 1. So, I'll mark it as minus 1. Now, let's calculate. It is minus 4. It is 0. It is 8. How? Just multiply this for profit. And this will be again 4. I'll mark it as red. Okay, profit. So there were only these two cases and the original initial one. Okay, and we can do only once the operation. That is why we are doing only once in this case and in this case once. You can't do for these two and these two. Okay, now which is maximum? 10 is the maximum profit. So the answer is 10. If we see the example, let's see. Here it is showing 4, 10 and 4. The answer is 10, and we have to return the answer as 10. Now let's see the another example for more better clear understanding. 543110 k is 2 again. Okay, 543110 and k is 2. Okay, initial is what? Initial is 5, 4 and 0, which is 9. Profit is 9. Okay, now next, if I consider these two, okay, 5, 4, 3. Okay, let me take one more example where our k is 2, but the values are more. Okay, the length of the array is more, because in 3, 3, here we already seen 3. Let's just take some dummy value. I'll take 4, I'll take 2. Here I'll take minus 1, and here I'll take 0. Okay, so this is 0. I'm just taking random. Okay, so what will be the total? 9 minus 2 is 7. Okay, now 4, 2. What can be the cases is this one or this one or this one or this one. If my k is 4, k can be only even. Okay, after 2 it can be 4. If my k is 4, then this will be one case, this will be the another case. Okay, so what all things you need to consider is, see, if my k is 2, I'll have to check this, this, and this. In that case, let's say I'm calculating for this. Only for this I will, what I will do, 0 and 1. Rest all I need to just same, right? This 4 will be 4 here, this 0 will be 0 here. Why? Because here it's just a multiplication and here it will be 0. That means other than window, I will consider this as a window. Okay, other than this my window or sub array, for left and right side elements I want the same sum. So every time I don't want to calculate. That means if I have pre-calculated value for this and this, then this will be easy for me to just calculate these values and combine with these two. Got it? So consider left sum and right sum of the array, of the our sub array. And here we can calculate this 0 and 1. You can say internal. These three things if I got, I can calculate and add it and just return. Now, how I will calculate left sum and right sum? Let's say I will just mark it as yellow so that, okay, this is my left sum, this is my right. Okay, now we are going to use the concept of prefix sum here. What is prefix sum? Is, let's say for example we have an array of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. What is prefix sum? Let's say we are going to calculate the prefix sum array. Okay, then in that case our prefix sum array will be 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, this is my prefix sum array. Okay, so for example, I want the sum between these two. Let's, I'll mark it as gray. I want the sum between these two. What I will do? 10 minus 3. 10 minus 3 will be 7. That means this is the sum from start to this. Okay, this is my sum from start to this. Now, from this sum, if I subtract this element, because this is the latest element, this is the sum from this to this. Okay, from starting to here. If I subtract this sum, okay, from this, then I'll get the sum of this. That means sum of I is equal to what I'll get. Let's say value. I'll not write I. I'll write value. Value from j to I to j. Let's say I to j. Okay, this is I to j. Okay, this is my I and this is my j. Let's say if I want the sum between I to j, what I'll do? Sum of j, this j, minus sum of I minus 1. This is my I, but I minus 1. That means this. Okay, so this will be formula. So can we use this here? Yes. When we want the left and right sum, in that case, what we can do, just calculate the prefix. It's not here, it is just a sum. Now what you will do, prefix sum of this multiplications. Okay, now let's do again. I'll copy this. Okay, I'll copy this and I'll paste here. Now let's see. Okay, what I'm saying, what will be our prefix is 4 into 0 is 0. Not this. Wait. It is this. Sorry. Hey. Yeah. Let's say I'll mark this as yellow. Yes. Okay, this was the just multiplication. Now I want to sum. This 0, here it will be minus 2. 5 minus 2, minus 2 plus 5 is 3. 3 plus 4 will be 7. 7 plus 0 is 7. So this will be what? This will be our prefix sum array of multiplications. You got it? So if I want, okay, if I want, see, now we will compare. I will just zoom out and we will compare what? We will compare this and this. Now see, here for this I mark this as 0 and 1. Before that, what is my left sum? Left sum is 0 and my right sum is 4 plus 0 is 4. Okay, now let's calculate. I gave this formula, so I want to find the left sum. Okay, now sum of I minus j. I is my 0. If my I is 0, in that case it will be just sum of j. Okay, and if my j is n minus 1, okay, if my j is n minus 1, in that not n minus 1, sorry, uh, see, my here to find the left sum, value will be sum of just j, because my I is 0. Okay, and my right sum here, in this case, what is my I and what is my j is, I is my this and j is my this. Okay, so sum of j minus sum of I, which is sum of j is 7, sum of I is 7. That means 7 minus 7, which is 0. And we did one mistake. Why? What we did mistake is, again here we consider I, it was minus 1. That is why what I am seeing here, it is 4 plus 0. I am seeing 4 and again here 0. No, right? So here it will be this 3, not 7. My mistake. Yeah, my bad. It will be 4. Because our formula, right? This. So we got 4. So now we are able to calculate the left sum and right sum. How? We will calculate one prefix, okay, sum of this multiplications, that is prices of I into strategy of I. Then we can calculate the left sum and right sum. Now the challenge is internal. We got left, we got right for each subarray. Now in each subarray, we have to assign this strategy as 0 to first half and 1 as second half, and then calculate and then get. Now see, first thing is, you can just create a method and then just multiply first half with 0 and second half with 1. But see, why to multiply with first half with 0? It is given 0, yes, but we don't need to multiply, right, to get the answer as 0. We can just focus on the right half, second half. And with the second half, we have to multiply with 1. So why to multiply? Just take the sum. That means, what is in this is left sum. Internal is, let's say, k by 2 elements. We don't need to calculate because the sum will be 0 for this. Where it went? 0. Okay. Plus k by 2 elements, multiply with 1. So we don't need to multiply. We just want sum of this k by 2 elements. So why to calculate every time sum? Just now we learned we can use the again prefix sum concept of what? Here what we were doing here, prefix is equal to what we did, prices of I into strategy of I. Okay, but now I just want normal sum, because we just want to calculate the sum of second half. In this case k is 2, that is why 1 and 1 element is there. Suppose my k is 4, in that case this will be my window. In that case, first k by 2 elements I will ignore. Why? Because just multiplying with 0 will get the answer 0. We don't need to calculate. Now I will just consider the second half. where we need to multiply with 1 because strategy is 1. But why to multiply with 1? We can just calculate the sum. Instead of calculating sum every time when we consider this subarray, what we can do, pre-calculate this. Okay, so what we can do, that means we want the sum between these two. So, and just now we calculated 7 minus 3, but this was multiplication and we just want the sum. So that is why we can, what we can do is for this, okay, for this I will calculate a sum of, let's say this was our element, okay, 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 5 is 11, 11 plus 4 is 15, 15 plus 3 is 18. So this will be my prefix sum. Now, if I want to calculate, suppose my k is 4. Let's say the same example. Okay. In this case, k by 2 element. Okay. K by 2 element into 1. That means I want, let's say this is my window. Okay, I got this 0 and here 4. Now for this I want to calculate, and I will just ignore first half, I will use second half sum. So the sum of this is, what is I for this? 0 1 2. 2 is I, j is 2. Okay, and what is our formula? This sum of 2 0. Okay, I'll write, these are the indexes, don't get confused. Yeah, sum of 2, okay, this minus sum of 2 minus 1 is 1, sum of 1. That means I'll get the 11 minus 6, what is the sum? Is 5. I'll get internal as 5. That means, let's, now you got right. We just want to find left sum, right sum, and internal. We will need to maintain two arrays. One is, see, there are different ways to solve this question. I am considering the prefix sum concept and showing the solution. This might not be the best solution, but of course, yes, this will be O of n. Okay, time complexity, because I will explain that later. First, understand left sum, right sum using one array, one prefix array, this prefix sum array, where we are calculating using this. Okay, and then my second is, I will calculate prefix sum just by sum to get the internal sum. Okay, now let's see, let's code. Now part is coding. Okay, now, okay, here we are using the long, so long prefix is equal to new int, long, and wait, I will use one n variable which will be prices dot length. Okay, and here I'll write n. One more array we want for sum, so long sum is equal to new long n. Okay, so what will be the prefix of 0? It will be prices of 0 into strategy of 0. And what will be the sum of 0? Sum of 0 will be prices of 0. Now we will use only one loop. I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. What will be my prefix of I? Prefix of I will be previous, that is prefix of I minus 1 plus prices of I multiplied by strategy of I. Okay, now what will be my sum of I? Sum of I will be sum of I minus 1 plus current prices of I. Okay, this we will calculate this two array. Now for each window, for int I is equal to 0, I less than what? See, From where to where? Let's say my window is okay, my k is 2, so I'll consider this one, now this, now this, and now this. So this will be my last. So my k is 2. What is this index? 0, 1, 2, 3. So my I should be, my starting point should be less than what? This. So I should be less than n minus k. N is what? N is 5. Okay, 5 minus k is 3. So 0, 1, 2, 3. N minus k plus 1. Why? So consider n minus k is this. N is, just we will try, n is my 5. N minus k will be 2. And the index is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want my I to be till 3. Okay, from I to be till 3. This is index. So what I'll do, n is 5, 5 minus 3, 5 minus k is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So I less than, if I can make this as equal by removing this plus 1, but I will keep this. Okay. I plus plus. Now for each window, we want to calculate left, we want to calculate right, and we want to calculate internal. Let's calculate left. Long left. Sorry, why am, let's calculate left. We want to internal and right and maximum. Now before that I will use one answer. Okay, long answer, which will be initially what? Initially we can say my prefix of n minus 1. Why? Because without any modification, that will be my sum, that will be my profit. Okay, instead of answer I'll write profit, then better. Okay, initially my profit. Now we want to maximize that profit. Okay, so how we will maximize? Profit is equal to mat dot max profit comma left plus internal plus right. Okay, now let's calculate each. Long left will be, if my I is greater than 0, if my I is greater than 0, okay, then it will be not sum, prefix. Prefix of, if my I is greater than, how we will calculate this? If my if my I is 0, in that case this is 0. Okay, if my I is greater than 0, that means let's say this case, what will be my left? It will be just prefix of I minus 1. Is it? So this is my case. What will be my left? Left will always start from 0. Okay, and if it is not, then it will be 0. So it will be either sum of j, else it will be 0. Prefix of I minus 1, else it will be 0l. Okay, and then what will be? Then we will, before internal, we will calculate right. Long right will be, okay, what will be long right is from the last. from the last time got completed means the recording stopped, so I'll again start. Yeah, where we were. For the right case, that means my I plus k minus 1. Okay, I plus k minus 1 should be here. My window can be this. In this case, I want 0. That means my I is my 1 plus my k is my 2. Okay, if it is less than n minus 1, in that case we will calculate the sum. Else, let's say this, consider this, I want to calculate the sum of this. That means I want this sum of j. What will be our j? It will be n minus 1, that is prefix of n minus 1 minus prefix of what will be this index. This will be my I plus k, because our window size is k, right? I plus k, after this window my index is this I plus k minus 1, because we will take one previous, right, sum. While calculating here, you can say minus 1, and this my I plus k minus 1 should be less than n minus 1, because if my case is this, okay, then of course there is nothing on the right. So my I plus k minus 1 should be less than n minus 1. Then what we will do? Then prefix of n minus 1 minus prefix of I plus k minus 1. Else it will be 0. Why we are checking? Because we will get array out upon the index anyway, and of course that's the edge cases. Now we want to find the internal from k by 2. Now, okay. Now think, okay, I want to find the sum. Let's say my window is this. I want to find the sum. And first half we will ignore. El martello. No confusion. Yeah. This is my window. First half we will ignore. Okay, now next we will focus on the next half itself. I want to find this. Okay. Let's say this is my I. That this will be what? I plus k. Okay. Because this will be our window. Hmm. Now Now I plus k. What is the middle point? What I'll get is plus I plus k divided by array, array, divided by 2, which is equal to 2I plus k by 2. That means I plus k by 2. Okay. That means this is what we got. This is I plus k by 2. I plus k by 2. So I want to focus on this I plus k by 2 to I plus k. I want to find this sum. So similarly, this is I and this is j. Okay. So what will be sum? My sum of I plus k minus sum of I plus k by 2 minus 1 as per our formula. Yes. Now, again there can be edge case like this, where if my I plus k by 2 is my last element, okay, this is my window and this is the case. Let's say, uh, see, again, okay, when we are doing this I plus k by 2 minus 1, in that case, if my this I plus k by 2 is 1, that means my I is okay. The same way where we were checking if my I is greater than 0 or not. Here we are checking if my I is greater than 0. Okay. if my I is greater than 0. Similarly here, long internal is equal to I plus k by 2. If it is greater than 0, then only we will calculate our sum, that is sum of the same thing which I have written there. I'm writing here minus 1 minus, wait, somewhere I think, yeah, it should be minus 1. Why? Because if I calculate I is 1, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. Sorry, from this to this. Yes, correct. 2. Yes. Wait. Somewhere I did something. My I is 1. Okay. Why I'm getting wrong? Because I'm considering the k value is incorrect, and here I'm considering the k value is incorrect. Okay. That is what I was, because I'm right. Yeah. K is 4. So in that case, it will be k is 4, right? 1 plus 4 is 5, and here it is 4 minus 1. It should be minus 1. My bad. My bad. And sum of I plus k by 2 and minus 1. Why? Because in our formula it is there, which we derived just before. Else sum of I plus k minus 1. Okay. Why this? Because if it is, see, for internal, what can be the cases is, for internal, this is one case, this is one case. Let's say if we consider only two elements, this is one case. In that case, the first formula. And if we have this case, then it will be just the sum from here to here. That means this, our last element will be this I plus k minus 1. So we will be just writing sum of this, and then at the end we will return this profit. We maximize profit, left plus internal plus right. Let's run this. Yes, you can say, let's submit this code. Yeah. So you here in this video I explained using the prefix sum in detailed view. Okay, you can see accepted 6 millisecond, that is fine. How it is O of n is, we are using only one loop. Internally we are just doing the calculation, which might take the of course time, but we are not doing the O of n square. Okay, so this is the, you can say, optimized one. But yes, of course there are many solutions, different ways to solve different questions. In this video I explain using the prefix. Yes, thank you so much for watching this video. If you feel this video is helpful to you, please like this video and subscribe my channel. Stay updated. Thank you.